Hey, my Taurus babies, this is EJ from Torino, Tarot. I hope you guys are having a good end to your week. I hope you have a good weekend. This is going to be an enhanced weekend update since I missed one today. I'm going to read for Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. And I'm going to use both decks, both of my usual decks, but I'm going to lay out the Psychic Tarot by John Holland first, and then I will do the Simply Deep Tarot by Chanel Bayless. So, 2 more shuffles, Taurus. It's been a crazy week. Let's just talk about it. It has been a crazy week. I hope it had some good parts for you, Taurus. Mine had some. It had some fucked up parts too, but it's all good. This is a reminder, I do my cards straight up. I don't do reversals. So I'm not going to lay this card out for these cards out first. I'm going to do these first. And we'll do 3 shuffles with these. 2. Oh, damn, it's hot. Jesus. 3. All right. So, I'm not going to say anything. I'm going to just pull these out. And I'll talk about them when we get to them. Patience and new beginnings for your overall energy. I know the new beginnings will make itself known when it's time. So for Friday, intuition. For Saturday, heartache and loss. For Sunday, choose wisely. And for Monday, power. All right. From the bottom of this deck, on top of the patience card is the 7 of coins. And on top of the new beginnings, the communication card, the Ace of Swords. For tomorrow, on top of the intuition card, the Princess of Wands. On top of heartache and loss, the Knight of Swords. On top of the choose wisely, the Sun card. And for Sunday, the Emperor on top of the power. All right, let's see what we got going on here. There's a lot of energy, a lot of mixed energy. So for a lot of you, with your overall energy being the 7 of coins, laying on top of the patience card, it's letting me know that y'all are busy trying to make shit go and grow. And this is a good time for that. Mercury just went retrograde here Monday and will be so until July 31st. And so this is a good time to kind of knuckle down and get into the routine of things and see where maybe things are not working quite as you want them to. This is definitely coming back for the nurturing that you put into things. And obviously, when you nurture something, there goes what I'm saying. It takes patience. It just does. For a lot of you, this is resonating about your job. For others of you, it's coming back about relationships. Either way, you are putting in the time, the work, and the effort to make some shit go and grow. And it takes patience. And that's something most Tauruses, when we get into the groove of something, we'll wear the hell out of it until it wears the hell out of us. And most of us stay in situations, jobs, places, with cars, way longer than we should because we're loyal like that. But being loyal, people don't understand, always takes patience. It just does. With the backside of the overall energy being about new beginnings, and with the Ace of Swords on top of that, it's about communication. I'm going to leave that there because that's not ready yet. I'm not going to speak before that pops out, but just know some of you are getting ready to, if you are not already, facing a new beginning. Some of you, it will be relationship oriented. It will be with a completely and totally new person. For others of you, it'll be the restart of a relationship or a situationship you may have been in for a while, and it's had that start, stop, and go. We're still dealing with a little bit of that in and out, up and down, back and forth kind of energy. Not as much as we had in May and June, but still some residual of that. For tomorrow, with the intuition card and the Princess of Wands on that, those of you trying to do other things besides just a regular 9-to-5 job, and I know there are a lot of you out there that are trying to start your own YouTube channel, some of you trying to do hair, nails, however that's working for you. Use your intuition. Use your intuition. A lot of you are trying to play a guessing game. Stop guessing. Use your intuition. Those of you that are skilled in what you do, you have some kind of formal training, still use your intuition about which direction you want to go in. This is a good time to look at that kind of stuff, review, reassess, reconcile maybe differences you have with a partner. And this has got more to do with work than relationship. For those of you that's resonating back with your relationship, the creativity that you need to bring to your relationship. I know people are like, what do you mean creativity? Well, you can't just sit around the house all day watching movies on Netflix. That shit just don't work. So you have to bring something else to your relationship. Use your intuition. Let your intuition guide you to doing the best thing you can for your relationship when it comes to being creative. It may be changing your schedules. It may be just changing your routine of when and how you eat dinner or breakfast, or when you hang out with your kids. However that's resonating with you, use your intuition tomorrow. For Saturday, heartache and loss. And when I put this down, I was like, oh, damn. But this is not that. This has got more to do with family. Some of you may have had family members recently transition. You may be going to a funeral. I know readers usually don't go down that road, but I'm going down it because it's asking me to go down it. So that's why I'm putting it here. This really doesn't have anything to do with relationships. Some of you may have lost friends, and not lost them, but just lost them in terms of they moved away, or others of you have family members that may have moved away. It's that kind of sadness. So be mindful of what's going on around you. And if you have people that you love and you care about, call them and let them know. Definitely call them and let them know, and quit this running around shit. Sometimes you have to slow down enough to let people know that you care about them. Some of this energy is also about trying to keep up with people in your family because they are sick and you haven't seen them. So this could be your grandparents, for some of you, maybe your parents, and you just kind of got that feeling that you need to just get up and go get to them and see how they're doing. Again, intuition, follow it. Just because I said it for Friday doesn't mean it doesn't apply to Saturday as well. So heartache and loss, for those of you that may have lost a family member, I'm so sorry. I know there's been a lot of natural disasters that have happened here in the past couple of weeks, and a lot of people going through a lot of stuff. Try your best to work through that energy and to remain as positive as you can, depending on what your circumstances are. Do your best. When we get to Sunday, choose wisely. This is definitely for those of you that are making decisions about people, particularly romantic relationships. Those of you that are making decisions about making a change in your job. This is telling you choose wisely, and this is a good time to think about, not necessarily sign on the dotted line, but definitely a good time to think about and look at the fine print. If you're getting a new job or signing a contract as a vendor maybe for a company, or you're signing vendors on to your company, choose wisely. Think about it. Think about the decisions that you're making and how they're going to impact the whole thing, not just you or not just your company. Look at how it's going to impact everything. Those of you this is relating to or resonating about a relationship, think about what you're doing. If you got more than one choice, you know how you feel. This is definitely a time to follow your heart, not your head. Yeah, most of the time we hear most of us saying this is a mind over heart decision that you have to make. This energy is definitely about following your heart. Fuck your head. Go with your heart. Because when you choose with your heart, you usually end up sticking around longer because it's something you really do love and care about, whether it's a job, a man, a woman, whatever, however that's resonating with you. In all of that, stand up in your truth. And if you stand up in your truth, you can't help but choose wisely. And being true to you and knowing what your wants and your needs are and being able to say that or articulate that clearly. Remember, we're in Mercury retrograde, so you may have to slow down. I know just today I've talked to 5 people, and I swear to God, we would have 5 different conversations. None of it, nobody heard a thing. Read the same thing, saw the same text message, and took a totally different meaning. So stand up in your truth, but be clear. So that doesn't mean use a whole lot of words. Use less words, but get your point across. If you do that, you're always going to be able to make a smart decision. For Monday, about standing up in your power. Same thing. And when you do that, that's a major card, the Emperor. It's about choosing a direction. And again, you got the Choose Wisely card, you got the Emperor card here for Monday. Think about what direction you want to go in towards and start heading that way. You don't have to sign anything, you don't have to commit to anything, but take it one step at a time. Whatever direction you want to go in, take that first step, and I promise you the universe will help you out. And there we go. So new beginnings, a lot of you, like I said, are going to have a new beginning. It may be a restart of a relationship. It may be a brand new relationship for some of you. Some of you, this may be about work. Be clear. Be clear. Especially if it's a new relationship. Say what you need to say and articulate it. Again, we're in that energy where everything is all fucked up and people hear one thing and you done said 5 others. So be as clear as you can. It may take more than one time of saying something. You may have to say it 10 more times, but do it with love. Do it with some compassion. Just know it's not necessarily the person, it's just the energy that we're in right now. Mercury trying to moonwalk across the galaxy is just fucking shit up right now. So just be aware of that. But this energy is there. This is your overall energy. And when you got that fresh, new, ooh, we starting over, ooh, we get ready to get started, that's good energy to have. That's good energy to have. And that should propel you forward. For those of you that have been stuck in any kind of situation, this energy should help push you in the direction that you're trying to go. I'm going to pull 3 just because I want some additional extra added guidance from the universe so we can make sure we got it together. That doggone waiting game. Positive movement forward and spiritual strength. So just really puts a nice bow on it. It is a waiting game. Again, we talked about, I think the first card I pulled, intuition. Ooh, over there. Intuition. Again, that sometimes is a waiting game. When you're trying to follow your intuition, it means you have to slow down and get quiet enough to hear. Waiting. Patience. Nurturing your overall energy. Again, a lot of times that's the waiting game. For some of you, this means the waiting game is over because you're getting ready to make a new start, either all together or a restart. Same thing, it's a waiting game. Some of you have been waiting, and now time to stop waiting and start moving. And when it's time to start moving, it's time to start moving around the hourglass. All of that is about positive movement forward. If you choose wisely, whatever you're standing up in your truth about. It's all about positive movement forward. And like I said here, you get your communication, you make sure that it's clear. New beginning, that's the energy that will, that energy will give you that positive movement forward, always. While you're doing all of that, spiritually you're growing and you're strengthening. You start trusting your intuition. You start learning how to process heartache and loss in a better way and not in a toxic way. I know a lot of times, especially when we lose people in our families, we get toxic. Y'all done been to funerals and folks are all laid out, been to even weddings. And families, just straight cold fighting because they don't like the other family, whatever. All of that brings about some spiritual strengthening, the good and the bad. So just know whatever obstacles you may encounter while you're trying to get your thing going, whether it's with a person or a job or you're trying to buy a house, whatever it is, just know whatever obstacles and challenges you're going through, it's strengthening you spiritually, and that's a good thing. And the universe is just kicking it back. You are good. And keep doing what you're doing. Taurus, I'm going to leave it there. I hope everybody has a good weekend, and I will talk to y'all soon. Bye, y'all.